In today's video, I will be ranking every Season 4 Battle Pass skin. So this includes the Chapter 1 Season 4 Battle Pass skins all the way to our current season, Chapter 6 Season 4. I realized while making this video that Season 4 Battle Passes are stacked with good skins, but remember this ranking is just my opinion, so be sure to let me know yours down in the comments below. If you enjoy my videos, be sure to use code TuneSpider in the Fortnite item shop to support me. And now let's get to ranking. Alright, so what I'm going to do is start with Chapter 1 Season 4 and make my way to Chapter 6 Season 4. And we are starting off with a banger skin, like to this day still considered one of the best tier 100 skins of all time, and that's Omega. From the base suit to the complete armor look, this skin is amazing. The all black suit with the colored lights look really cool on the skin, and I think the full armored look is pretty intimidating. I think it's a great design for a villain for that season, and I mean, I still see people using this skin to this day. So in my opinion, I think Omega belongs in the peak tier. Next up is the Visitor. So this is going to be the Chapter 1 Season 4 Visitor, just to clarify. And this was the first time we were introduced to the 7 and the first secret skin in Fortnite. Now I will say I do prefer the newer Visitor skin, but I think this one was still good. Something about the look of this Visitor just has that OG vibe to it, especially since the armor looks a little worn out. It's a pretty good design for a 7 member, and you get 4 visor designs, which is cool. So I'm going to be putting the Visitor in the A tier. Next up is Carbide, and honestly this is my personal favorite skin from that battle pass. I always love the blue suit design, especially with that orange like wiring that you can see on the base suit. But here's the thing with this skin, I don't think the full armor looks as good as Omega's, but I do like the lights. I do think they look really good on the base suit. I think the full armor look holds this back from being in peak, so I'm going to be putting this in the S tier. Then moving on to technique, I personally like the skin. I do think Street Wave technique is way better, but at the time this was a pretty good skin. I like the hoodie, I like the spray paint theme to the skin. I think it's a simple skin, but there's some good details to it, like the spray paint on the hoodie, on the pants, on the gloves and shoes as well. I like the little forearm tattoo. Overall, I think it's a solid skin, so I'm going to be putting her in the B tier. Then moving on to Zoe. So she has like this candy theme to her. Like I always think of Candyland when I look at her skin. She's got the bright pink sweatshirt, the green hair. Overall, I'm just really not a fan of this skin. I don't like the pants at all. I do not think they look good with the rest of the outfit. This is one of those skins where it's just not for me, but if you like Zoe, I completely get that. But especially compared to other skins on this list, I'm going to be putting her in the D tier. Then moving on to Valor. So in my opinion, they definitely tried to make this skin feel like Wonder Woman, at least with the armor and the suit. That's the vibe I got from it. And I don't mind the red and silver color scheme. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's the best though. There's just not a lot I like about the skin, so I'm going to be putting her in the D tier as well. Then moving on to Squad Leader. So in this battle pass, we definitely got a couple kind of simple military skins, and Squad Leader is going to be the first one I talk about. I actually kind of like this one. Now don't get me wrong, I don't think it's like the craziest design, but I kind of like the left arm being like a full tatted sleeve, and then the right arm actually being a clothing sleeve. I think that looks kind of cool. I don't know, there's just something about this skin that I kind of like, so I'm going to be putting him in the C tier. And then the next skin I'm going to talk about is Battlehawk, who, by the way, just got a huge upgrade, which I'll talk about later in this video. Yeah, I've never really been a big fan of this skin. I mean, the eye patch and the tattoos are kind of cool, but overall, it's not a skin I really wanted to use at all. It's kind of like a throwaway skin in the Battle Pass, in my opinion, so I'm going to be putting him in the D tier. But moving on to Chapter 2 Season 4, this was a stacked battle pass, and we're going to start with Tony Stark. He was the tier 100 skin of that season. I love the fact that we not only get Tony Stark in an outfit, but we also get Iron Man as well, and we get that classic red and gold. I think it looks so good. I really like the shine to it. To me, it's just a classic Iron Man suit, and I love that. And of course, he also has a built-in emo, which is pretty cool, where his suit forms around him. So I'm going to be putting this in the peak tier. Then moving on to Mystique, and I think she's a great skin, I'm going to be honest. I love the yellow eyes. I like the white outfit with the gold skull belt. I think that looks really cool. It pays homage to one of her comic book outfits, but my favorite is definitely the tactical look. I think the suit looks really good, and overall I think they just did a really good job with her design. Would love to see her get another skin someday since it's locked behind a battle pass, and of course she has one of the best emotes in all of Fortnite, but I'm going to be putting her in the peak tier as well. Then next up is Doctor Doom. Now in my opinion, this is the second best Doctor Doom outfit. This one is definitely more comic accurate, don't get me wrong, and usually I prefer the comic accurate looks, and I do think this one is good. It's classic green and silver Doctor Doom. The outfit looks great, the helmet looks awesome. I like the fact that we got the God Emperor Doom as well, but overall it still looks really good. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is still a great skin, and I think it's very well done, so I'm going to be putting him in the S tier. Then moving on to Wolverine, and this skin is stacked with comic accuracy, and I love it. The blue and yellow with the eyes and the mask, I mean, it is just complete perfection. In the classic Wolverine, the yellow and brown is even better, or just as good, and I think they did a good job with the classic Logan style as well. In my opinion, they really went 3 for 3 when it came to the styles for Wolverine. All 3 of them are just fantastic, so I'm going to be putting this skin in the peak tier. Then moving on to Groot, I think they did a good job with the skin. Definitely get that Guardians of the Galaxy vibe from it. And I mean, he looks just like Groot. He does only have one style compared to most of the skins in the past got multiple styles. I'm going to be putting him in the B tier. I think he's just solid. Then moving on to Thor, I do think he is the weakest from this pass. I don't mind the design they gave him. I get that that was his suit during that comic run at the time, but I would have just loved a classic Thor. I think that would have been awesome. I do like the blue in the suit. I think it looks pretty cool, and I do like the variant style. It honestly keeps this skin from going in D. I'm going to be putting him in the C tier. Then moving on to Jennifer Walters, and I think they did a great job with her skin as well. We have her classic lawyer look that I think looks pretty good. Then of course we have her transformation into She-Hulk, and I think they really nailed that design. I think she looks great. I really like the suit, and I love the crimson Jennifer Walters as well, so we get that red She-Hulk look, which is awesome. So I'm going to be putting her in the S tier as well. Then moving on to Storm, who I think is a very underrated skin. I love the white and gold. I think looks great with her. The hair looks good. Overall, just really like her X-Men suit. But my favorite is definitely the Punk Storm. I mean, this is just beautiful. Such a great skin, great detail to her. Really like the outfit. Love the mohawk. I'm so glad that they gave her the mohawk. But I really do think they just nailed the skin. I'm going to be putting her in the S tier as well. Probably a hot take, but that's where I think she belongs. Then next up is going to be the Chapter 3 Season 4 Battle Pass, and this one was kind of a hit or miss for me, but I'm going to start with Spider-Gwen, and this one was a hit. I think it's cool that they did kind of like the animation style from the Spider-Verse movies. I do wish we would have kind of got like the Fortnite model as well as one of the alternate styles. I think that would have been cool. And then of course we got the mask off look as well. Love the shoes, love the details of the suit. All of it is really just perfection, and I really like the way that like pink and silver webbing looks on the forearm and hands in the game. So I'm going to be putting her in the peak tier. Then next up is Meowskulls, and I think it's a solid skin. Kind of like the outfit, kind of like the hoodie. I like the Cloud9 style a little more. I don't think it's the best skin by any means, but I don't think it's the worst. So I'm going to put the skin in the B tier. Then next up is Lennox Rose. Honestly, I think this skin is underrated, especially for a cell shaded skin. I think the outfit is pretty good, but the Fresh Vandal is definitely my favorite. I like the color scheme to it. Not the biggest fan of the bubblegum pink, so that's what keeps it from being in like S or peak for me. I'm going to be putting her in the A tier. Then moving on to Paradigm. There are so many styles and customizations to the skin. I think it's awesome. I like the base look. I like the full suit look. The moon base battle suit is my favorite, but I like the others as well, like Oceanic, for example. You get multiple visor styles for the helmet. There's just a lot that you can do with this skin, and I really like that. So I'm going to put her in the S tier. The next up is Grizz, and I'm really not a big fan of the skin, to be honest. You get a couple styles with him. I really don't like the bear in the middle. I don't know, it just gives me bad vibes. Looks like he yells at his mom. I don't appreciate that. He's definitely throwing the controller after he loses. I do like the bigger bear, or at least I like the mask, but overall this skin just really isn't for me, so I'm going to be putting Grizz in the D tier. Then next up is the Herald. I think this is one of the last like secret skins where we didn't really know we were getting this skin from what I remember. She was the main villain of that season, which was cool. I like when the secret skins or the bonus skins tie into the storyline. I think that's fun. The Herald has a pretty cool design. Nothing compared to the Cube Queen, let's be real. But I like the purple outfit. I like the glowing blue eyes. The burning ember style is really cool. So I'm going to put her in the A tier. Then moving on to Twin. This skin is very unique. You get a male and a female skin in one, which I think is pretty cool. And I like the espionage style for Twin, and I like the pastel style for Strider. Definitely wouldn't consider them one of my favorite or one of the best. I think they're all right, so I'm going to put them in the C tier. Then moving on to Bites. I know a lot of people hate Bites. I know he's considered like one of the worst battle pass skins of all time, but I actually don't mind him. I like his outfits. There is honestly some things I like about this skin. I really like the vest as well. I think it looks cool. I like the color scheme to the outfit. I'm going to put him in the C tier. Now we're moving on to Chapter 4 Season 4's Battle Pass, and I think this one is underrated. And we're going to start with Antonia. Just an amazing skin. Definitely my favorite from this Battle Pass. I like the business attire. I really like the leg sleeve. I think that looks really cool, especially with the gun holster. The silver is a good color. The black and white is a good color scheme. I also really like the masquerade style, and you get the double leg sleeve. But my favorite part is definitely her mask. I think the mask is so cool. I think that's a good detail that they added to the skin. She's going in the peak tier for me. Then moving on to Mei, who I think is one of the best cell shaded skins in the game. I think her outfits are very fun. I also think she looks good when you turn the cell shading off as well. My favorite style for her is definitely the black hat Mei. I like that black and pink color scheme. I think it looks really good with the arm sleeves is a nice touch as well. The overalls are cool. Overall, just like the skin. I'm going to be putting her in the S tier. Then moving on to Piper Pace, I just love the theme to her skin. The pizza driver, I think that's so fun, but I really like the suit as well, especially when you take off the jacket. I think the tactical suit is good. I love the hyperspace style. That one is definitely my favorite. Overall, I think she's a good skin. I'm going to be putting her in the S tier. Then next up is Kato Thorn, the villain from that season, the tier 100 skin. I think he's like the most underrated battle pass skin of all time. I really like this skin, and I really liked him as a villain as well. Hope we see him again someday, but dang, they did a really good job with his design. From just the normal Kato look to the Revenant Kato Thorn, both are great styles. The Revenant Kato is definitely my favorite. That blue just looks so good. I think he belongs in the peak tier. Then moving on to Fish Stick. I don't like him as much as Fish Stick, to be honest with you. I think there's a lot better like Fish Stick designs. I mean, first off, bro needs to start doing some squats. He needs to do some deadlifting, some lunges. He's got to get the lower half to match his upper half. I mean, he's buff, don't get me wrong. I don't want to mess with him, but he's just kind of a fun meme skin. Not one of my favorites. I'm going to put him in the C tier. Then next up is Ahsoka, and I'm really glad they added her into the game. Felt like it was kind of a random season to add her, to be honest. And they went the TV show style with her, which I don't mind. I still like the look, and I just like Ahsoka in general as a character. But she did only get one style, which holds her back from being in like peak or S tier. So I'm going to be putting her in the A tier. Then next is Kabi Lame. Now I do think he's the worst skin from this battle pass, but I think there's some good design to him. I like the base outfit, but I like the traditional Kabi look more, and I like that he has a cell shaded option in there. I think that's pretty cool. I'm gonna put him in the C tier. Then next is Nolan Chance, the skin that most people love to hate on from this battle pass. And when it comes to his first style, honestly, I completely get it. I don't like this jumpsuit at all. I don't know, and the face model can be a little off, I get that. But I think the tactical Nolan Chance is a good skin. I like the tactical outfit, the black and orange color scheme looks good. Like the mask over half the face. The mask off style is alright, and I like the heist formal look as well. The white with the gold vest, I think that looks pretty clean. I'm gonna put him in the C tier. Next up is going to be the Chapter 5 Season 4 Battle Pass, and this is Marvel's second Battle Pass in the game. We're going to start with Doom. I kind of brought up already. I just like this one more. I know it's not as comic accurate as the other one, but something about the Pandora style I just love. I like that look a lot. The design to the armor is so sick, like the helmet. Honestly, all of his cosmetics for this skin was really good as well. I like the all green armor. I think it looks pretty good. So I'm going to put him in the S tier, but I'm going to put him above the first Doctor Doom. Then moving on to Gwenpool. They matched the skin from the comics to the game so well. Love the fact that we got a cell shaded option for her and we can turn it off as well. The dark Gwenpool is definitely my favorite for her. I don't really like her casual look though. That's what holds it back from being an S or peak for me. So I'm going to put her in the A tier. Then moving on to War Machine, I think they did a great job with this design. The armor looks so good, and I think the Iron Patriot look looks so good as well. The skin looks pretty tough, I'm not gonna lie. For me, War Machine deserves to be in the peak tier. This is a great skin. Then next up is Mysterio, and this is a skin I was not expecting. I would love to get all of Spider-Man's Rogue Gallery in the game. Was not expecting Mysterio to be one of the first, but dang, they nailed the design. All three styles are really good. The fishbowl helmet with the fog is perfection. I was so happy with this skin when I saw it. I'm going to put him in the S tier. Then next up is Shuri, our tier 100 skin from that season, and they nailed this design as well. Love her base look, especially the all white. That looks so clean, it's so sleek. And then the suit is awesome. Probably one of my favorite suits in the game, especially with the kinetic glow. It looks so sick. And the built-in emote on how she transforms into it is awesome. And I really do just like everything about her skin, whether it's the base style or the full Black Panther suit. And they did a good job giving the little details to her outfits that are from the comics, which I really appreciate. I'm going to be putting her in the peak tier. Then moving on to Pilverine. So when it comes to Pilverine, this was a mashup. Didn't really like that a mashup skin was in the battle pass, and it is hard to ignore that when it comes to ranking the skin, but they did do a good job with the suits. They overall did a good job with the look, to be honest, when it comes to Pilverine and Captain Jones. The Wolverine suit looks good. The X-Force suit looks good. I mean, overall, it's a solid skin. I'm going to put him in the B tier. And then Captain Jones, the suit looks good on him as well. The pen and ink style looks good. They even gave him the stealth style. They didn't even give that to the first Captain America skin. I like the stealth Captain Jones. That looks really good. Unfortunately, they gave him no Captain America helmet. Wish they would have done that. But I think he belongs right next to Pilverine. I'm going to put him in the B tier. And then last for this battle pass is going to be Emma Frost. And honestly, they went 3 for 3 when it came to her styles. I especially love the diamond look and the all black outfit. I think that looks really good. So she's going to be going in the S tier. Then finally, we're on to our Chapter 6 Season 4 Battle Pass. Now, of course, just a few days ago, I already ranked these Battle Pass skins, but I ranked them separately by each style. If you haven't yet, definitely go check out that video after this. So I'm not going to take a bunch of time going over each skin, but Onyx Winter, what a phenomenal skin, was one of the most wanted from the surveys, and they really delivered with the skin. All 3 styles look really good. Gonna put her in the peak tier. UNSC Spartan, this is our tier 1 skin. The red and blue armor looks so sick. Of course, always love the halo helmets with the visors. They always look really good. I'm a big fan of the skin. I'm going to put her in the peak tier. Then next up is Dino Megazord, and I know some people didn't like my opinion on this, and I completely get that. I'm just not the biggest fan of like big bulky skins. I do think the design looks good though, so that's why it doesn't go super low for me, but I am going to put him in the C tier. Then next up is Lieutenant Ripslade, and this is where I was talking about where Battlehawk got a complete upgrade, looks way better. Love the suits. This skin actually came from the surveys as well. The helmet is awesome. The outfit is really good. Love the fact that it's part of the lore. Gonna put him in the A tier. Then next up is Yumi, one of my favorite skins from this battle pass. All 3 designs are really good. I like all 3 of them. I think she has a fun, detailed outfit that fits the Fortnite vibe. I'm going to put her in the peak tier. Then next up is Agent Patch, the panda. Looks so good in the suit, by the way. He got 4 styles, which is really cool. Some of the outfits I like more than others. I think it's a solid skin. I'm going to put him in the B tier. Then moving on to Battle Gamer May, unfortunately a letdown from the first May skin. I mean, it was hard to live up to, right? I think it's a creative and unique skin for sure. I like the robotic arms and how she controls them with the controller. I think that's fun, but unfortunately the styles just fall a little flat for me, so I'm going to put her in the C tier. Then ending this ranking video with the green and white Power Ranger. I was so excited when I saw this, got super nostalgic for it. The White Ranger is my all-time favorite Power Ranger, and I'm so happy with both of the designs for both of them. They look so good. Honestly, perfection in my opinion. I cannot wait to unlock these skins. I'm going to put them in the peak tier, and there you have it. That is my ranking for these Season 4 Battle Pass skins. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to join my Discord server, that link is going to be in the description. If you enjoy Marvel and DC content, my second channel based on that, the link is going to be in the description as well. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.